All right, so I want to make a quick video about this camera mount that I just made for my stabilizer. This is going to go on my bow, or actually, I just took it off my bow, CRX32 Hoyt. And originally, what I had was a mount that replaced the stabilizer, so it would just screw in to the, where the stabilizer goes, and the camera would go on the end. The problem is, it shot great video, and it was really good. The problem is that my arrows just shot way left every time I did it, and no matter what I did, I just couldn't get it right. I took the cameraman on, put the stabilizer back on. I could put, I was putting it in the white on my block from 40 yards all day long. But with the camera mount in, I was kicking off to the left, and I just could not get it right. So I took the camera mount off, put the stabilizer back on, and I was accurate again, out to 40 yards. So what I decided to do was put a camera mount or make a camera mount for the front of the stabilizer so I can keep the stabilizer in and still record video. Couldn't find anything online or wherever that actually did that, so I went out and I made my own. Basically, what I did was I got a regular size bolt. It was like 1.5 inches. I'm not that good with this stuff at all, so I may be calling these things the wrong thing or whatever, but you'll get the idea. I got a bolt that was 5/16 fine. That's what it was called, whatever that means. And it fit in the front, so that's what I used. And I got a lock washer for the front there and a regular washer in between the stabilizer and the aluminum bar. The aluminum bar is, I believe they called this ported or whatever, but there was holes in it. And the reason why I got that was because I figured it would be lighter. And this top part here, all this, all of this stuff, all this here was actually from a hat mount that I had from another camera. And the hat mount was horrible, so I threw the bottom piece out and I just mounted this to the bar with a regular size. I don't know the size of that screw, but it's small. That's all I can tell you. And it came with the nuts and everything else. And I used the same washer as I did for the 5/16 bolt, so it worked out pretty well. And shoots great. The video is not as good as the other mount was. It kind of vibrates a little bit when I take a shot. I only took about 4 or 5 shots with it, and I'll put up a clip of one of the shots at the end of this. But I mean, listen, I'm not trying to get on, ESPN or whatever, so it's good enough for just recording my hunts and showing, like, my family and friends or whatever. But it does vibrate a little bit, but I'm accurate with it. I shot it out to 40 yards, and I'm just as accurate as I am without, with just a stabilizer in. So I'm not having the same problem as I did with the last one. And the whole thing, all the stuff, I bought everything. I didn't have anything to do it with, so I bought it all. And the whole thing, all the hardware cost, I think it was like $6.50 or somewhere around there at Home Depot. This stuff up here, though, is somewhat expensive. I mean, this hat mount, I think, was like $15 or $10 or something. And this is actually an adapter for my iPhone, because that's what I record all my videos with. So this actually, my iPhone clips right into that little thing, and I record video right from that. This is about 30 bucks, I think, when I got it, but I had it for about 2 years now. What you could do, though, if you wanted to, like a lot of people use PlaySports, and I have one of them too. A lot of people use PlaySports to record their stuff. What you could do if you wanted to is just drop this down further, and then your PlaySport will sit straight up and down, and you could just have it underneath if you wanted to do that. And you can also just take the screw. You can just find out what this is, like what type of screw that is, and just put the screw right underneath and just mount your camera right to the metal. If you wanted to do that, you wouldn't need all of this other stuff. But I did this because I want to use my iPhone to record my videos because it's HD. It records awesome videos, and I have microphones for it and everything else. So that's why I did it this way. But you could do it the other way too, and it'll work out just as good. So $6 or something like that. It took me, and I'm a complete idiot when it comes to this stuff. It took me 15, 20 minutes to do it. Did it in one shot, and it was easy. Just cut this with a hacksaw, then I filed it down on a grinder that I have, and that's pretty much it. The only thing that I really had to do, as far as like altering the hardware, the only thing, I cut that bottom off with a Dremel, but the only other thing I had to do is I had to shorten this. I had to test that out a couple times because I guess the length of the screw hole in here is only a certain length. So I had to like test it out to see how far it would go in, and then I just cut off the end. But yeah, it's pretty easy. And what's cool about this too is that now that I have all this hardware, and I could probably make like 10 of these with the hardware that I got. But now that I have all this stuff, I could put this mount onto like I'm gonna make one for my kayak. So I'm gonna try to make one for my shotgun, which I have to think about a little bit because that's going to be a little tough. But I can make it for anything, like anything I want. All I have to do is have a 5/16, you know, hole there, and I can do it. The shotgun thing is going to be tough, but I'm going to try to, mess around with it and see if I can get it done. The reason why the shotgun thing is going to be tough for me is because I shoot both semi-automatic and a over and under, and I want to have a mount for both of my guns. Because I literally, like, one morning I'll go out with my semi-automatic, in the afternoon I'll go out with my over and under. So I'm trying to figure out a way where I can have just one mount for both of them. And I'll work on it and mess around with it and see if I can come up with that. And if I do, I'll shoot a video for that and tell you guys how I did it. But this is a good solution. It's cheap, it's quick, it's light. You could barely even feel it. Even with the iPhone in there, you can't even feel it. And like I said, I'm shooting accurate with it. So it is what it is. All right, I'll put the clip in at the end and make one. It's fun, it's easy, and it works.